Hey guys, what's going on? This is Jeff. Today we're going to make a video to talk about live feed, Facebook Live, maybe other platforms live, but in particular Facebook. So it's a little early in the morning and I need to get this video done because a lot of people, I just haven't done it and we need to get it out there. So just to give you a background on me, I've worked specifically in the travel niche. Out here in Hawaii is where I learned to do live feed. Obviously being in Hawaii is a huge factor. It's very scenic. Having done over 50 live feeds at least, I mean I'm sure I'm higher than that, but I've done a lot of live feeds for big audiences. So yeah, I do have some experience and I do have some things to share with you that can expedite the process and make it a little bit more focus for you. So just to kick it out right off right here, number one thing is always make sure you have strong cell phone signal. You don't want to get in the habit of going live, broadcast interrupted, and then all of a sudden it drops and then you got to do it again, because that's terrible for the algorithm. So I use this word algorithm. This is something you have to know. The algorithm is a computer science. It's a computer engineered mathematical equation that basically determines whether or not people are going to show up to your newsfeed or not. Fortunately, right now in the current dynamic, live video has a favorable position with the algorithm. So whereas if you just upload a video, it has a favorable presentation with the algorithm, but it's more long-term than the live feed. The live feed is right now. Like, they got to get people on the live feed, so they'll put it out there and tell people that you're going live. Now, with that said, who's going to want to watch a video if it's not entertaining, right? No one's going to watch a non-entertaining live video. So you want to always make sure you're delivering a quality product, right? Because if you get in the habit of just going any old place, I mean, why would people tune in, right? So you want to always make sure that you're going live. People are like, oh man, I caught you guys live. You guys did great. I mean, I want to watch you guys next time. And that's the kind of experience you want to provide. Now, it's really easy to do, actually. Well, at least in Hawaii. But the thing is, no matter what, when you're doing a live feed, your audience is following you for that specific reason, whether you're a vegan or whether you're doing farmers markets, or whether you're someone here in Hawaii doing Hawaiian beaches or hikes or whatever. Again, make sure you have enough cell phone signal. Do not try to go live from a place where you do not have your cell phone is going to drop service and broadcast interrupted, because that creates a cool user experience. Trust me, I've seen them. You've probably seen them. So let's make sure we're on top of that. So anyways, once you go live, there's a way. The way that you do it is you got to get the engagement. So likes, comments, shares, and basically views. But the engagement, how do you get engagement? Without begging for it or seeming desperate. So the first thing I do when I go live is I do an audio check. I say, guys, go ahead and let me know, give me a like, or let me know in the comments if you can hear me. That's the first thing I do. Oh, actually, I take that back. The first thing I do is make sure that the very opening scene is scenic. Like, I don't just face a wall or face some road or something where it's not very scenic. I want the opening scene for the first 20 seconds to be very scenic. For example, here in Hawaii or Hapuna Beach, let's just say I'm at Hapuna Beach. I'm gonna remember one of the most scenic. I'm gonna kind of look over the area and say this is one of the more scenic areas. So I'm gonna use the scenery. This is just in the event of if you're doing landscape, travel, whatnot. So on the Big Island, if I'm at Hapuna Beach, I'm gonna go to the most scenic beach or scenic part of that beach. Okay, I'll maybe frame it with a palm tree and like a sunset. Let's just say it's sunset. I'm gonna go like this, very slowly, for 20 seconds, thereabouts. What I'm doing is I'm creating a nice opening scene so that when the live feed is completed, people are going to want to know what's going on with this live feed. You get it? Because it's going to be, opening scene is already catching their attention. Because if I was just facing a road or a wall and I was live for my first scene and it was very boring, after it's already been posted, why people are going to be like, you know, they got short attention spans. Think about your user behavior on your newsfeed. How do you scroll your newsfeed, right? If the video doesn't get your attention right off the bat, what are you going to do? Go on to the next, right? So knowing that that's your user behavior, and I can tell you right now, your user behavior is very similar to everyone else's user behavior. Okay, so get their attention right off the bat. Wait about 20 seconds because you're live. So at the end of the day, you're live, but that first 20 seconds, you're waiting for people to come online, but also you're mindful of, after the video's been published, how the opening scene is going to look. Okay, you guys got that, right? Remember that part, okay? So after that 20 seconds goes, and then people have started to come onto your broadcast, that's when you start saying, okay guys, let me know if you can hear me. Give me a like. Don't say thumbs up, because people don't know what thumbs up means. They know what a like is because right there on their video it says like. So you got to say, give me a like. Okay, give me a like, or let me know in the comments. Say that. You know, you're doing an audio check. Say, okay guys, you guys can hear? Likes, thumbs up. What you've done right there is you've gone out and you've asked people to engage with your video. So now what Facebook is going to do is send out another additional wave of requests to join your live feed. Okay, because you've gotten engagement. So that's what the algorithm is looking for. The algorithm will continue to boost your post out there as long as you're getting the engagement. So that's the first wave of engagement. Then you say, okay guys, thank you so much for letting me know you can hear me. Okay, now let's go ahead and let us know where you're watching from. Where are you guys tuning in from? Okay, so you know, people are going to say Charleston, South Carolina, Chicago, Illinois, Los Angeles, California, Honolulu, Hawaii, and you're going to say, you know, you might give them a shout out, and then you'll start noticing that people are going to share your video. So by this time, over about a minute has elapsed, there's been some, you know, people coming on, and you're just going to start to engage with your audience now. Okay, and they're engaging with you, meaning engagement is communicating. You guys are in connection. You guys are communicating. Now this is something that's happened. One of my pages got so big that now when I go live, I actually I can't see any of the comments or the likes or anything like that. I was like, what in the world? So now I have to improv, but I follow that same protocol even if I don't have a connection. The only thing I can see, ironically enough, is when people share my video. So I'll be like, thank you, Cheryl Jones, for sharing my video. What ended up happening from that is people actually ended up sharing my video more because they like that shout out. You know, but I still keep in mind, even though I can't see where people are watching from, I still say out loud like Chicago, Illinois, just rattle off places that I know. And it's not that I'm directly responding to their comments. I'm just thinking about where people are watching from. You know that Sublime song? You know, I think it's April 22nd, 1992. There was riots on the streets. Where were you? You know that song? And then at the end, he's like, you know, Decatur, you know, and Chicago, Illinois, Phoenix, Arizona. You know, I just start rattling off locations like that. I use that song. It's kind of funny, but that I always, whenever I start rattling off cities like that, that's what I feel like. But I do that even though I can't see where they're answering from, because it's still encouraging people to comment, which is engage with the video, right? Now, a lot of comments you're going to be getting are, is it cold out? What's the temperature? So I always remember to mention the temperature, and I don't always have a thermometer on me or a temperature gauge on me, so I say what it was, you know, what I recall it to be. I say it's about 85 degrees, you know, and obviously if it's the morning time, it might be 72, whatever, you know. And then so they'll ask, like, something else they'll ask, because I've watched my videos, is the water warm? And I'll be like, yeah guys, oh yeah, the water temperature, I'll put my feet in the water, you know, and I'll say, oh, the water's nice. Yeah, you know, it feels warm. It's, ooh, it's cold, you know, or, oh, it's perfect. You know, I'll respond from the heart. You know, a lot of it is about being genuine, being loose, you know, being loose and genuine. You don't want to get too scripted, or you don't want to take it too serious, because it's really pretty easy. Take it from someone like me who has stage fright, like I don't get in front of cameras or anything. For me, I found live feed to be really easy, because, you know, you can't see the crowd, and, you know, you might have 400 people watching you, but it doesn't even feel like it, because you're really just there with your camera. And so then I, in particular with the landscape vlogs, I try to go about 30 to 40 minutes. So obviously I'm not going to talk the whole time. Sometimes I do talk, but I'm also going to just, you know, then I just kind of take it easy and let them listen to the ocean, you know. And if I'm by the ocean, if I'm in the forest, I'll let them listen to the coqui frogs and the birds, you know. But I just kind of take it easy. I realize I'm going to be in it for the long haul, so I take it slow. But if I start to notice my numbers dropping, then I'll say, then I'll remember that whoever started watching, you know, at the beginning of the video might not be watching here 10 minutes into the video. So I'll re-engage with the audience. I'll say, let us know where you're watching from, guys. Have you guys ever been to this beach? Where's your favorite beach? You know, stuff like that. I'll ask questions. Remember, in most cases now, I can't even see where people are commenting from, which is kind of funny, or what they're commenting. So I'll improv, you know. But improv, it's just kind of having an idea of what they would be saying, and kind of, you know. But you just because you can't see what they're saying doesn't mean you just give up on getting engagement, because you already know that the algorithm requires you to have engagement in order to get more audience, right? So these are the basic fundamentals for live feed. I mean, basically you don't want to overdo it with the engagement, but you do need to get the engagement, and you need to continue that throughout your video, you know. And try not to film boring things. Like, whatever you're showing them, show them interesting things. Like, you know, people like to see the beach you know, they like to see the beach, so sometimes I just hold the camera there and just watch the waves with the camera. Also, if they're, you know, let's see, what else do I do? Yeah, if I'm like in a crowded area, I don't try to point the camera at people for any more than like 1 or 2 seconds. Because people don't want to be on live, you know. They if you don't know them, don't just assume that they want you to point your camera at them and film them, right? So when I'm live, I'm always kind of just like looking away, you know. I'm not really trying to like get right in their face with it, you know. And they'll appreciate that. If you start pointing your camera at somebody for a long amount of time, they might, during your live feed, they might come up to you and say something. But more often than not, if you're just remembering to simply not point your camera at them for any extended amount of time, you won't have any issues. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and enjoy your live. No real pressure. The only pressure that you have is just making sure that you're you know, focused. I mean, it's not really, like I said, I mean, if I can do it, anyone can do it, because like I said, when I was starting out, I was the type of person that used to avoid going to my college classes because I had to give a speech. I mean, I don't mind getting in front of the camera, but when it comes to like being in front of large crowds, I don't really do too good with that. But so, you know, just make sure you got cell phone service.